we're back.
Okay. What were we talking about? Binging.
Yeah.
Wait,
no,
binging TV shows.
Yeah, I don't binge New Girl. I love New Girl. I do not
I'm not
binge
saying
it,
that
though.
you do. I'm just saying it's one of those examples of shows that are designed to be binged.
I don't know. I think, like, if you can watch it and you don't have to binge it to, like... I don't know. I don't... Fuck, man. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Very well, then.
Well,
Like-
I guess it also determines on like what you define as a show to be binge as well, because there are shows that you can watch like a shit ton of episodes at once, then drop it for like a few weeks and pick right back up.
Right.
I did that a lot with Steven Universe because I was there when Steven Universe first started airing. I watched the first episode and thought, this is the show for me. But because of the terrible upload schedule, it was like a whole year later and like 50 episodes were out. I'm like, well, shit, I'm just going to binge watch the whole thing. And now I can wait for the 3 months in between for new episodes. Motherfuckers.
What do you mean?
Fucking Cartoon Network.
I don't know, man. I can binge just about anything.
By the sun.
Like,
King of All
if
Edict really
if
is
I find
correct.
any interest in it, I'm probably gonna binge it.
Shows I definitely cannot binge watch, except for maybe Breaking Bad, are
Oh, right.
pretty much any show with a 45-minute time slot.
What do I do with
Nah, I
these
can
marks?
binge those.
I can't. I just can't. I'll make 2 episodes in, I'm like, I want to do something else. I did that with Game of Thrones a lot.
No problem.
Because I'm not the biggest Game of Thrones fan.
I love Game of Thrones. But I mean, who doesn't, other than you?
I'm not saying I dislike it, I just didn't get nearly as into it as other people did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like obsessed, but
And
I do love Game of
there are
Thrones.
people that are fucking obsessed with Game of Thrones.
Oh
my
my God,
mom
yeah.
absolutely loves Game of Thrones.
I mean, there's always levels of obsession with fandoms and things. And since Game of Thrones is so obscenely popular, it's like the levels are just everywhere. Although I haven't met anyone that hates Game of Thrones. Like, I haven't met anyone that's like, nah, I don't like it. It's not a show I watch.
Well, I don't actively watch the show. I made it to the end of season 2 and haven't watched it since.
I guess we'll see when I get the city guard
I,
to toss their stall and
I watched,
question their
like,
customers.
1.5 seasons, and then I didn't have access to watching it. Like, there was just no way I could watch it.
Yeah, wasn't it on Hulu for like the shortest time period and then not?
No.
I thought it was on some kind of streaming
I don't-
service.
I don't
know it's on
think
HBO
so.
now.
Yeah, it's on HBO now and HBO Go. But because when I was with my ex, we would go to our friend's house and watch it on his HBO, or he had the DVDs or fucking something. We would watch it.
I remember you guys trying to make me watch like the first episode or 2 of Game of Thrones,
Yeah,
and we didn't even make it halfway through.
yeah.
But all right,
Granted,
What?
I think everybody was drinking, or at least all of you guys were.
Probably.
this watermill then to find
But, yeah, and then I stopped for like fucking years. I just didn't. And then, it was this latest season, the last one. And everyone was watching it. Cody was watching it, and I was like, I should really like get back into that. And Cody was like, well, I have HBO, so I could just give you the HBO Go password. I was like, cool. And then I fucking binged it.
Good job.
Yeah, I fucking binged that shit. And I caught up, and it was at the point where I'm like, okay, now I have to wait every week for episodes. It's like, shit.
Didn't they like surpass the books? So now
Yeah.
like every episode's their original story now.
Yeah, Yep, we're past the point of the books. Which, I have like the first 2, I think, books. I started reading the first one and I just kind of stopped. I didn't get very far. I think I was just busy at the time. I might pick it back up.
It's still weird that they surpassed the books.
Yeah.
I guess the writer of the books is just like, I'm just gonna focus on the show.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if he's gonna keep writing the books and then they're just gonna stem off and be 2 separate things. I mean, they
Because
are.
I would assume that the
they
show
are already kind of two different things, but
Yeah, I would assume that the show didn't get like everything right when adapting from the books.
yeah, of course not. Like that's just what happens. But hey, whatever. I enjoy Game of Thrones, but I fucking binged it. And let me tell you, that is a great example of a show that's not meant to be binged. Because when you binge it, because in the span of the show, like, they have aged. But if you binge it, you don't fucking see it. You're like, they haven't aged. Like, what are you doing? Like, you kind of see it, but not really. Like, you're like, oh, you're like a year or two older, but it's been like 5 years or something.
Didn't the show like start back in 2010?
Something like that. I don't fucking know. But like, holy shit. And so like they're like talking about shit and you're like, that just happened. Why are you like, they're like, that was 7 years ago now. And you're like, holy shit.
What a jump!
You're like, whoa.
I can't.
And so, because they don't often mention like how long it's been since things happen. And so it's just like things happening one after the other. And it feels to you like it's just like day after day of like blah blah blah. But
Well, because I also noticed that at least for the first 2 seasons, that like with all of the characters in Game of Thrones, whether they lived or died, like they're all gonna end up together at some point if they haven't already.
yeah,
But because the first season, for a fact, felt like so many different stories crammed into one show. Like they didn't have much of a relation to each other.
yeah.
But I assume like that was the end game, that it is going to be related to each other at some point.
Of course.
And
Like as the seasons go on, they all get more and more like kind of interspersed, and it's cool because like whether the characters know each other or know it or not, like they're already like interacting with each other, and it's already like a story that's the same story. So it's really interesting. I don't know. I like it.
I just remember seeing the end of season 2 and seeing like that weird undead ice army.
Yeah.
And then just thinking, that looks interesting. Never watches the show ever again.
That whole storyline is actually interesting. I highly recommend you continue with it. It might capture your interest.
Well, because it took
interests
until
me.
the end of season 2 for it to catch my interest. The only reason why
Which is really interesting to me.
it was interesting to me too, because, well, granted, I also didn't like Lord of the Rings, but
That's fair.
when I grew up, or as I was growing up, like, shit like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, like, as stories and things I collected, I absolutely loved. Were you friends with me when I still had all those fucking dragon statues?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had, like every wall with like shelves full of nothing but collectibles and dragon statues. I fucking loved like medieval stuff and everything, anything dragon related,
Yeah.
anything mythical. And then I like watch these shows and movies. And I'm like, this isn't how I imagine it.
Right.
Something's happening.
It certainly is, but where?
Let's go have a look.
Okay. Yeah, I think you should watch Game of Thrones, because I think you'd find quite a few things very interesting at this point, because it really does pick up after season 2, because like the first 2 seasons are like build up, which is bad and good, but I think for the form that they're going for and the books that they're based after, it definitely like it works, and it's kind of how it has to be.
I don't mind build up in a show, especially if it like spans across like a season. Something that Doctor Who usually does.
Yeah.
But then there are shows that are clear, have a goal, but the path, like the journey there, you can't guess how long it'll take.
Yeah.
And with Game of Thrones, it feels like it's on its 7th season now.
I think so.
It doesn't appear to have like an end to it.
Oh,
Even though you
honey.
know what the end is.
I mean, at this point, we're nearing it. Like, the end of the latest season was pretty clear. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you, but
Well, duh.
it's pretty clear that, like, it is near.
Here we are. Let's see where they went.
But yeah, so now you know that, and you can watch!
I also heard people losing their goddamn minds over something called the Red Wedding.
Oh.
Ridge Pass.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. I don't know. People really lost their minds at that, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Were you reading the books at the same time as the show? Or?
No.
I love how we dedicated almost an entire
I
episode just to
know.
talking about Game of Thrones.
Whatever, shit happens.
Something I don't actively watch.
Yeah, but like, first of all, like, people, shut the fuck up. Because, like,
Me?
no.
Oh.
I said people shut the fuck up. Because, like, holy shit. Like, I knew about the Red
I
Wedding.
fucked up.
I knew about the Red Wedding before I, like, got there. Nobody, like, completely spoiled it. Like, nobody really spoiled it. They just talked about it. So, like, when I got to it, I already knew it was gonna happen. I was like, oh, this is probably the thing. And it was. And so it was...
God damn it.
It was just like, oh, well, I'm not surprised by whatever happens now. But also, it was just kind of like, well, duh, that fucked up thing would happen. Like, come on, what do you think we're watching here? Like,
Stop it.
but, Josh is calling. Here.
Yeah, because I'm dying right now. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh, we're recording. You're on air.
Oh, well, hi. I was just seeing that I was being kidnapped.
I told you I am dying.
Okay, so he's dying.
He sounds like he's dying.
He very much is. It's very funny.
Well, because you just fucking call randomly, and I'm just like, what the fuck, Josh? I told you this the other day. Once it's all done. I told you this was a recording day, and now you're calling in the middle of a recording like, what's up? And I'm dying because my throat's all bleh, and now I'm just yelling into the mic while I'm dying in a video game. And now I'm lightheaded.
Josh, I'm so glad you called.
I am too now. I'm very glad I called. No, this means I can snap.
Well, maybe for a bit, if you manage to scrounge up some money, you can come eat lunch with us.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Where?
I don't know.
We haven't decided yet.
To eat Chinese food.
Okay, we can get Chinese food.
Yeah.
Well, that was easy.
Cool.
Alright, do we want to go after this or after Alan Wake?
After Alan Wake, because
Okay.
I'm definitely not hungry right now.
That's what I scheduled this for, so that's cool.
Yee.
Alright, we'll be picking you up in like an hour and a half,
And,
maybe.
okay, I will try and get a little sleep before that.
Okay, you do that, Josh.
Keyword is try.
Solid.
Alright, we will call you when we're leaving.
Okay,
Okay, bye!
boy.
Boop. See, I'm nice. I say goodbye. You just hang up on him.
It's funnier that way.
It's so rude.
It's Josh. He doesn't give a shit.
No, he doesn't, but I like to be nice.
So I somehow survived all of that. I'm not quite sure how, and I'm almost all of my healing stuff.
They've gotten us there, right?
And all that yelling hurt my throat.
You stupid idiot.
Oh, I'm still fighting.
Oh,
Oh, dear Lord.
oh God! Oh, jeez!
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Oh, Lord.
oh gosh! Oh,
Ah!
jeez! That's probably my favorite accent. Oh,
Oh, gosh.
gosh!
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
jeez!
What kind of accent is that?
I don't know. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. I don't know know if it's like a bad Canadian accent or like a bad, I don't know. It's a bad accent. You stabbed him without stabbing him. That's impressive.
I know, right?
What if all this is just like acting?
It's just one big LARP.
Yeah. Not actually hitting each other.
Just the world's
Oh my
biggest
God.
LARPing session.
That reminds me of my favorite episode of not Family Guy. I hate that show.
It used to be good.
It used to be okay, but one of my favorite episodes of American Dad,
Kenji sent me.
where
You out of here.
they have the Vietnam War reenactment. And do you remember that episode? Oh my God!
I only watched the first 2 seasons.
Oh, holy shit. We're gonna have to watch that episode. It's so good. Like, basically, Steve and his dad, they go to...
Wait, I might actually remember it. I think I may
feel
have,
like you have, because I feel like me and Andrew might have shown it to you. That was our favorite episode. This is definitely still my favorite episode, because that was so fucking good. Oh my God. And Steve gets PTSD.
Oh.
It's so fucking funny, though.
I also... One episode in particular that I vaguely remember is Stan of Arabia. I'm not sure that's what it was called, but
okay.
yeah. The family, like, gets relocated to...
Yep.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. And Stan loves it there.
Stan fucking loved it. Oh, it's so terrible. But, yeah, we...
And also Steve finds God, and God is a woman.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Kenji told me about the call.
Wasn't she, like, supposed to be Angelina Jolie or something?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, jeez.
Good. Now listen.
I really need a drink of water.
That's fine, because the episode's over.
If you're honest with him,
Once I'm done this mission, it will be.
Hurry the fuck up, Damien. God, you take loud sips.
It's intentional.
Way to go.
That way people know I'm drinking.
You just told them.
No.
You trying to say that our audience is stupid? I think our audience is a bunch of very smart fellows.
I mean, does that count for us? Because we would technically be counted as viewers since we edit our own show.
Yeah, we're smart fellows. Well, I mean, I'm a smart fellow.
I was asking if we were both idiots.
Why would you ask that?
Because you asked if I thought our viewers were idiots. Then I said, does that
Yeah,
count
but you
us?
asked after I was like, I think our viewers are very smart fellows. You're like, does that count us?
I must have
like-
missed that bit.
Yeah, what the I'm very confused.
What a great way to end the episode.
Well, now we all know Damien's a fucking idiot.
At least we got that across.
Yeah, because we
It's not
really
like we-
needed to emphasize that.
It's not like we
didn't
don't do
totally
it every
already
other
know
show.
Alright. Well, I guess we'll see you next time?
Yeah, since it's not going to stop loading.
Yeah, I'm like...
I'll finish the mission later. Or off screen.
No.
Because the mission's done.
No.
Why must you hit my knee? What are you, a knee
Hit
slapper?
money. God damn it. Oh my god.
This is the longest
It just
loading.
keeps going.
I thought about replacing the hard
my
drive in my
God.
Pro.
Oh my god.
It's at the end. I can see it at the end.
Campfire.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, do them squats, girl.
With the weird, with the same repeating hair physics. I mean, she could whip somebody with that braided hair, though.
I whip my hair back up on that, whip my hair back up.
You know, I thought you would do that, and I figured maybe I shouldn't make that comparison just to avoid that reference.
But you did it anyway because you desperately wanted it.